You are not going to use me as an excuse again. You use every other phony excuse.
Mr. Last Son, do you understand?
Every time you can't face yourself, you blame it on me.
Do you understand what your actions could have caused? The simple fact is that you risked our troops' lives in this war with your stunts. A war in which, I remind you, you are by no means involved in.
But I am involved. We are all involved.
You are not involved, Last Son. This war's for us to fight and for us to fight alone. For God's sake, did you not understand that you could have given away our troops' movements? There would have been a slaughter. And for what? A civilian not even on our...
Boy, a kid was killed.
And your attempt to rescue him could have doomed everyone else. You should have followed the orders we gave you and left.
Pretending that it didn't happen? Yes!
Look, your constant interferences in this war have become untenable. And I will make it very clear, Alcatrazean, that the only way you will ever see the light of day again will be if you vow to stop all future interferences. Do you understand? I don't suppose there's anything we can do at all to make you reconsider.
Nothing. That is absolutely nothing.
Well, that settles that then. I regret your decision. You know what comes next. Though, one thing I don't understand is, why do all this? Do you know what you've given away? You surely must have someone out there waiting for you. I know it can't just be out of the goodness of your heart. What's the truth, then? Jesus.
You want me to tell the truth now, didn't you say that?
Yes, Jesus, look, just... Christ. Take him away, please.
You don't want me to go.
Justice? Really? Justice? Today, Americans can only look on in shame as the last son of Alcatraz is led away in chains, a symbol of American pride extinguished by the ego of the American military-industrial complex. And all that we can wonder is, how could we have let this happen? In just 24 hours, letters from hundreds of thousands of Americans have poured in, demanding the release of the Alcatrazean. Famed actor Kirk Allen, widely renowned for his fictional rendition of The Last Son in the Hero Without Home serials, has issued a public statement protesting the move, simultaneously announcing a new line of Hero Without Home films with a rebranded appearance and a new message focused on criticizing the U.S. military. He ended his statement, "The American people will not stand for this disgrace, and neither will I." Local philanthropist and entrepreneur Everett Moreland shares his thoughts.
Honestly, I wasn't too surprised when I heard about the Last Son's trial, but I'll be damned if it didn't make me want to give Congress a knuckle sandwich. That's the problem with this country nowadays. Someone does something good for a change, and everyone else gives them the royal shaft. Me, I'm old enough to remember when we used to appreciate do-gooders. Really makes me wonder what we would have done to the good old D-Day night if he was still around.
And as for me, I only have one thing to say. Listen to the people. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Alice Avenue for the World Nightly.
In collaboration with the U.S. military, the Overman problem. With the war in Korea coming to a close, we turn our attention to the Overman, a being of extraordinary capabilities and talents. In recent years, the ideological gaps between the American government and the Overman has become too wide to maintain a healthy socio-political relationship. The U.S. government has deemed the Overman a problem. The Rockefeller Foundation shall provide the solution. Now, it is important to recall previous attempts at the neutralization of the Overman, and to look at how, and why, these attempts have failed, before devising a new one. Nuclear neutralization. Questionable results. Damage to surroundings due to fallout has been deemed too high to risk. Damage to the Overman is relatively negligible, as seen here. Though the damage may seem severe, it is to be noted that this was the results of multiple high-powered nuclear missiles at high range, in close vicinity, detonating almost simultaneously. As of right now, the usage of nuclear armaments to neutralize the Overmen has been deemed not an option. Constant captivity. Effective results, but with worsening results over time. Thanks to collaborating with the Rockefeller Corporation, the U.S. military was able to restrain the last son after subduing him with nuclear arms after the Korean War, thanks to his weakened state. This required a combination of patented Rockefeller exosuits, high-powered industrial heat raids, and a state-of-the-art containment chamber built by yours truly. But as the last son's power inevitably returns, the effectiveness of these methods has been falling at a constant rate, at theoretically 1.5% every 2 months. It is estimated that the Overmen shall breach containment somewhere in the next decade under the best conditions, creating the needs for alternative methods for permanent neutralization. Homeworld hindrance. Theoretical results. Alcatrazeanite is a concept devised by a few leading Alcatrazologists in the 1940s. It put forwards the possibility of a material, mineral or biological, originating from Alcatraz, the Overmen's homeworld, that could potentially cause him harm. Attempts to synthesize this material has failed thus far, creating only unusable, carcinogenic minerals, with an unsustainable half-life and odd properties. Team-up terror. A possible solution was to perhaps pit all of the Overmen's adversaries against him at once. Unfortunately, the rocky relationship between these adversaries and the Rockefeller Corporation has made this solution an impossibility. The difficulty in contacting these adversaries also provides an additional hurdle. Likewise, the corporation has been unable to contact any other super beings capable of eliminating the Overmen for cooperation. As one can probably see, it seems that all man-made solutions provided thus far has been doomed to failure, but all hope is not yet lost. Perhaps, we have simply been looking at the wrong place this whole time. In recent times, the Rockefeller Corporation has stumbled upon an alternative method. And perhaps, this might just be the answer we have all been looking for. An answer that resides, not on Earth, not even in the stars, but, of all places, on the moon.